Alright, so we are 10 seconds in, which means we have audio now. So, probably not going to be a super long stream. I went down to my family reunion yesterday, very tired and sore from that. Turned out to be a good thing. I'll share some of the reasons why here in a bit. But the big news is that Surskit, the little mouse that had fallen out of the nest that I was caring for, passed away this morning. And I know that doesn't seem like a big thing because, one, it was a mouse, two, I've only been taking care of him since Wednesday, but when you take care of something every 2 hours around the clock for, a couple days, you get kind of attached. Plus, we were all rooting for him to make it. But he was very small. He might have been abandoned by his mother because he had some underlying health issue that we never knew about. He might have just not made it because he got too hot, too cold, ate too much, ate too little, pooped too much, didn't poop enough. There's a lot of things that happen with baby animals. Basically, until they're old enough that they've got their eyes open and are moving around easily on their own, you just kind of have to assume that you might lose them. And it's what happened here in this case. So we're going to be drawing today. Not much, just one or two pictures. Probably just one. I'd like to do it a little more detailed than I've been doing. And then I'm going to go ahead and practice my Kalimba some. I did learn a new song. I don't know if I practiced it on stream last week, but I have learned Fly Me to the Moon by Frank Sinatra, which, kind of impressive there, I think. Alright, swapping over to the camera, which is frozen again. Why? Oh, here it goes. It woke up. Okay. It's just moving at like an incredibly low frame rate per second. So it's going to be looking like watching me do stop motion animation while I draw. That'll be fun. Okay, so, and if anyone is watching and would like to toss in a suggestion of what I should be drawing, feel free. I would love suggestions because I regularly pull out my drawing pad and then just sit and stare at it for a while because I have no idea what to draw. If you would like to toss out a suggestion, my roommate is in the room, feel free. He's ignoring me. That's okay. I said if you would like to suggest what I draw, feel free.
That's okay.
Okay, so I would draw Surskit, but I actually drew him a few days ago. I mean, it's not a very fancy drawing. This is what I drew yesterday. I have no idea what it is. It's some sort of lizard dinosaur thing. Horned toad I drew for a friend of mine on Friday. My attempt at drawing a crow from Thursday. One of my gnomes getting slightly closer and slightly more menacing. That one's particularly close and particularly menacing, so I think I'm getting closer. Looks like the picture of Surskit's in my other sketch pad, so oh well. So, what to draw, what to draw. I used to have a little book that you could pull up drawing suggestions from in my phone. It was a ebook, that's the term. Yeah, I'm coming up with a loss. Well, you know what? There's always looking up drawing prompts online. Random drawing generator ideas. Okay. let's try... So that suggests a hellhound as the drawing prompt. This suggests a kobold. Oh, that looks interesting. Spaceship or starship junkyard. Yeah, I can work with that. Let's go with this angle. So, having been in many a junkyard in my life, you know how in movies and stuff they always have like cars piled on top of each other, stuff like that? Yeah, that's fairly accurate. They do that. So, we're gonna do a starship junkyard. So, let's start with... Closer up, we'll have this flying saucer that's got a cracked and broken then let's see. Got an open hatch on the side where we can see little bits of the parts that should have been covered. And then, let's see, behind it we'll have a more traditionally shaped going to say that they put another of the more traditional flying saucers. It's more like a personal sized one. Kind of looks like those old toys that you used to have that had the big rubber ball and the footboard around it, and you were supposed to stand on the footboard and squeeze the rubber ball between your feet and bounce. So many people broke their ankles thanks to those things. Great fun for the 80s and 90s, you know. In the background behind that we'll have something that's a bit Millennium Falcon-ish. Not really the Millennium Falcon, but you know. The Millennium Falcon's very recognizable from up front or above, but from the side it looks kind of weird. Oh goody, the camera froze again. Gonna draw some other stuff in the background, but less recognizable. It's gonna be far distant junk that's all been piled together, you know. Come on, camera. There's the picture so far. I'll hold it up better if the camera doesn't decide to behave here in a bit. Yeah, the camera is just not wanting to work. Camera really doesn't like working with Twitch, I gotta say. It gets very cranky about it. Hey, screw it. Since the camera doesn't want to work, we'll just do it this way. Whatever. I'll just have to deal with me being focused on the drawing for a bit anyway. Anyway, I did say I wanted to share why it turned out to be a good thing that I went to my family reunion yesterday, even though I hadn't been looking forward to it. And it turned out that my mom's side of the family has started coming too, even though it's technically it is my dad's family's family reunion. But because my mom's side of the family is coming, that meant that a family member that is in Oklahoma, in fact, lives fairly close to me, but I have not seen since my college years, because during my college years we actually lived fairly close together, and he was the person that I would turn to if I needed help with something, because he lived right by me, and he would basically, if I needed him, drop everything to come and help me out, which of course was very handy, especially since I was, dumbass teenage college student who didn't know how to do jack shit. Like if my bike blew a tire, he was who would come to fix the tire or put the new chain back on or whatever I needed. But he was there, and I was admittedly a little worried about how he was gonna take the fact that I'm trans and that I transitioned, since I had not started my transition by the time he saw me last. Well, as I'm about to leave, he pulls me aside and he goes, "So what do you want to be called now?" And he's like, "I know I've heard your family this whole time calling you by your birth name, and I know that's not you, because I've overheard them talking about the fact you're, transitioning." Well, he didn't say transitioning, but he wanted to know what I prefer to be called, which is honestly really gratifying, because it's good to know I have an ally in my family, because I have not, up until now, really had that. And of course, he and I, we both have always been the black sheep in the family. As he put it, he'd grown up in bars, and, because of the way that he was raised. And of course, most of my family is highly religious and does not approve of drinking or gambling or anything like that. And so he's always been kind of they've always been wary towards him. We'll phrase it that way. And there were some things that happened in his life that, for a lot of my family, they feel it justified the wariness. But knowing that he's still got my back, he's still my cousin, he's still there, he still cares about me, that's really big, and really a relief. Having him show that, and I mean, it made the whole day worthwhile. Even listening to my dad say that the gas prices are due to Biden, and that the cost of housing is due to Kamala Harris, and seeing one of my relatives wearing a "Let's Go Brandon" shirt. It made it worthwhile to have gone just to see him. And of course, there was the nice part of wading up this creek alongside one of my sons. We walked up it together. My other son kept pace along the side because he felt very uncomfortable going in the water, because he's very scared of germs and bugs and things like that. So he walked alongside, and his brother and I walked up the creek together, walking in the water. And his brother and I both had a lot of fun doing that. His brother got to see a snake. I saw some really cool bugs. I got some great pictures. And then we all three walked back together to the campground. So I do think that probably next year I will go again. as long as my mom's family is continuing to attend, you know. There were some family members that I'd expected to see and I didn't. I don't know if that's due to age for them, or I don't know why they weren't there. One of them is elderly and has Down syndrome, so it could be that she just couldn't make it out. There's lots of reasons why she might not have been there, but you know, the fact that I did get to see some family and got that much needed evidence that I do have people in my biological family that, even if they don't necessarily understand, they still support me because they love me. It's sad and frustrating to feel like your own family doesn't, but, you know. And of course, the boys and I had some really good conversations in the car, because we always do when we're out together as a family, you know. The boys are very intelligent, and they notice a lot more than some people would give them credit for. And then today we went out and we did groceries together, me and the boys. Which, again, lots of good conversation in the grocery store, and then while, you know, driving home from it, things like that. It's amazing how much they know and they understand, even if they don't necessarily bring those things up. They're smart boys. And they're good kids. So trying to think of more stuff to have on the ground and around the junk piles. I am, of course, sunburned again, because I always am. Sunburning is just what I do. And of course, after we went out and buried Sir Skit, I walked back inside, went into the kitchen, and managed to find the one piece of ceramic that had not been cleaned up after a plate that was broken several days ago, and embedded that in my foot. So, you know, that was fun too. So I have a narwhal band-aid on my foot. Because why wouldn't you have a narwhal band-aid when you have an option? I mean, I also could have gotten a sloth band-aid, a dinosaur band-aid, a unicorn band-aid. I have lots of really cool band-aids. They're a brand called Welly. They advertise as bravery bandages, but the big thing I like is their cloth bandages, and they stick to my skin without yanking the hair out when I take them off, which is nice. I'm just drawing random junk at this point. I tried to draw an engine, but it's kind of hard when you don't remember what an engine looks like without the engine in front of you. I haven't seen an engine in person that wasn't already inside the vehicle since I used to work for Mercruiser. you know, on the assembly line where we built the engines. Okay, so I think this is a pretty darn good Alien Junkyard. Not bad for something that I spent less than 30 minutes on, right? Alright, I'm going to swap over to practicing the Kalimba a little bit. I really do wish the camera would stop being dumb, because I would love it if you guys could, like, see the drawing as it's done and not see just, like, bits and pieces of it, or just see the finished product. It's always more fun, for me at least, to see the process. But, c'est la vie. Okay. I'm just going to go through the songs that I've got that I've learned, or mostly learned, one at a time, and I'll end with Fly Me to the Moon, because that is the most recent one. So this one is Hallelujah by Leonard Cohen. I'm just doing the first verse, not the whole thing. The whole thing is very long, especially if you have all of the verses, including the ones that don't get played on the radio. This one is the Steven Universe theme song by Rebecca Sugar, because, of course, I love this song. I love Steven Universe. I don't watch it as much as I wish I had, because it's very hard to get me to sit down and watch anything. Whoops, wrong one. Didn't do that one perfectly, but I also had people talking in the room that were kind of distracting. This one's longer than what I normally play for you guys. It's the Island song, which is actually the theme song from Adventure Time, which you normally only hear like the first couple stanzas, but this is the full thing.
Yeah, the beast here, they have rules. Yeah, the beast here, they have rules for right they actually have rules for the alicorns in this book, and Twilight.
Oops.
But this one doesn't. But and the one in the other books, I'm not sure which one. I do not know since
Okay. Surprised I got through the full thing. This is another one where I'm going to have to pause at one point and flip pages because I don't have it all written on one page. I need to rewrite them so they're smaller so they all fit on one page. But for right now, it's okay if I have to flip around some. So this one is Fly Me to the Moon by... oh, by the way, Island Song was also written by Rebecca Sugar because she also worked on the music and story for Adventure Time, not just Steven Universe. Adventure Time is where she got her break, and then she moved on to create Steven Universe. So, alright. Shorter than the Island Song, but not by a lot. Alright, so honestly, I'm not feeling like going too much farther on the stream today. It's been a rough week. It's been a rough lot of weeks, but this week has been pretty bad. There was some stuff going on at work. There was trying to take care of Skip, and then there was his passing. There was family drama, especially the having to go down to the family reunion. Finances are tight because we are trying currently to buy the new house. There's a lot of things that I've wanted to do that have just not happened because I haven't had the time, haven't had the energy, haven't had the money. C'est la vie. Still got a commission to finish, which that'll be fun because I need to get it in the mail on Tuesday, and it's now Sunday night. I haven't written for Thing a Day since Tuesday. So I've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and today's to write on that. So we'll see how well I get caught up on everything, but for right now, I am going to end the stream. I do want to thank you guys for making it out to watch. Sorry it's been short. Sorry the past 2 streams have been really short. Things should get back to normal within a few weeks if all goes well. Next stream, I might be streaming from the new house. If I'm not, I'll at least have news of, hey, there is the new house. We're just in the process of moving things in slowly because we want to have time to do so. Alright, but I do want to thank everyone who made it out. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. And I'll see you next week on Thursday for Star Wars. Saturday for Final Week Frights, because it will be the last Saturday of the month. And then Sunday will be another crafting stream. So, see you next time.